Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. You know what? That's why I'm still in bed. Me? You know who I am. I'm FayWhat, and I'm gonna help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's gonna be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea dance, Wilton. Is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we're live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand, baby, anytime you want. It's Monday, February 26, 2024. My God, the month is almost over. Let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What did you think I was talking about? You know I don't know what to do with a boy in bed anymore. Our first segment is called Gay Boy Sleep Late. And this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, Eric Restivo. You know him as WeHo's DJ, entertainer, and podcaster. He's moved to Wilton and has a new television show premiering March 15th called The W Boys. WeHo to Wilton. And we have a behind the scenes look of The W Boys. Watch this. The W Boys before we start with my little show, all right?
Okay.
Because it's like two of my favorite people in life, okay? Eric Restivo and John Hayden.
Listen, I have to say that was just as exciting for me as it was for you. I haven't seen that updated teaser right there, so that just gave me the good goosebumps. So basically, yeah, me and John Hayden are going to be approaching different LGBTQ topics within entertainment, within what's trending on all your favorite social media apps, what's on television in the queer pocket of television right now. And I think that there's not much out, if anything, that's doing what we're trying to do right now from a queer standpoint as well, right?
Yep.
Because, you know, straight people are fabulous. They exist in this world. We love them as allies.
We need them because they procreate and they make gay people.
But the point of view as someone who is living their life every day as a queer human, John Hayden and myself are similar but come from different outlets. And I think that we're really going to complement each other well. So think all things LGBTQ plus entertainment, all things LGBTQ plus celebrity scandals, what's going on with LGBTQ plus Broadway. Do we have enough people of color in the LGBTQ plus pocket of Broadway producers, directors, motion picture directors? There's so many different outlets that we're excited to explore.
No, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And it comes, and it'll be coming to you March 15th.
March 15th. It's going to be on Fridays.
Perfect.
And WeHo to Wilton is our little tagline underneath. And we're really kind of excited to not compare and contrast, but to put side to side some different aspects of West Hollywood nightlife and Wilton nightlife and how they just make the LGBTQ world go round.
Yeah, and make it that much better. You know?
Enhance it.
I'm blessed to call these two boys friends, right? Like good friends. And I talk to both of them probably almost every day. And it's funny because they're not similar in no freaking way at all. There couldn't be more opposite than any two people, okay? Look at this beautiful Versace robe, all right? Look at the Versace robe, okay?
Yes.
All right, now, if you think back of when John Hayden helped me out as the boy in bed, pasty white as hell, white.
Right.
He wore a broken t-shirt with like one pasty. Very different. Very different.
I agree with you. Physically, we are extremely different, but we do share a lot of similarities when it comes to points of interest. We are both obsessed with entertainment. We're both obsessed with what's trending on television and movies on Broadway. And we both really like to talk.
Yeah.
So, it's either going to be, like the moment in Free Willy where the whale makes it over the rock barrier seamlessly, or it's going to be an insane time bomb and, we'll just have to pick up the pieces from there. Either way, it's going to be great television.
Oh my God, I think it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Just, honestly, again, if you've ever seen them, either one of them do any kind of work, trust. Together, it's going to be phenomenal. And they both know their shit, right? And they know what they love. And they're passionate about what they love. And I have a feeling that that's going to come through the TV screens for all of you. So definitely.
And Trust and Believe will be forcing some of our local and not so local friends and celebrities in, let me just twist your arm, in to get their takes on everything going on LGBTQ plus as well. Think celebrity interviews. Really nothing is off the table. We're really looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to embarrassing my co-host a little bit, and surprising him with secret little segments weekly. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And again, John is a close friend of mine. He hates surprises.
Yeah.
So this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah. It really
I can't wait. Mark your calendars for March 15th.
March 15th,
all right?
Fridays.
It's Friday, but you can watch it anytime after.
Anytime.
Right?
And shout out, I want to thank in advance Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Network, because without them, we really wouldn't have the training wheels to get this baby off the ground. So every Friday, wherever you get your podcast, whether it's streaming, whether it's watching, it's available everywhere. So we'll be there.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. So let's get into our Kikis here.
In.
All right. Let's get into our Kikis for today. Okay. So first, at Allegiant Stadium, Chiefs Mahomes' Super Bowl winning pass wasn't just a touchdown. It was a plot to keep Biden in power. Right wingers are so much annoyed with this victory that they have linked Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's presence to a Democratic conspiracy. You heard me right. And the dark Brandon meme posted by President Joe Biden becomes a cherry on top of it all. The truth is, conservatives don't really like our boy Kelce, especially for endorsing Pfizer and Anheuser-Busch brands. Despite the chaos, the Chiefs clinched their third Lombardi trophy in 5 seasons. It is a win for Kansas City, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift, and a loss for the conspiracy theorists. What are we all talking about? What do you think?
Listen, I've read a bunch of stories on this already. I think conspiracy theories like this are so dumb. I almost hate that we're giving them a platform, but I do love that we're giving it a platform to shut the shit down, right? Because get out of here. P.S. I used to never drink Bud Light because I just prefer Coors Light. And now, since the debauchery of all of this, I only drink Bud Light to stand in power with our community. But can you imagine if Taylor Swift, although I believe she is probably one of the most powerful humans in the world, imagine if she cared enough about to go and rig the game or come on now.
Oh my God.
I just think this girl has finally found love in this, football superstar who maybe on paper looks like someone who would be a far, Republican, whatever douche.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's not gets people pissed off.
Exactly.
So it's like,
Exactly.
what is it this week? Next week it'll be that they are going to have a child, and that child is the spawn of the devil because they're Democrats. So it gets better every week.
It really does.
It's crazy.
It really does. And it's Taylor Swift. you know, she is so freaking powerful that like it's ridiculous,
But like
right?
football, does she really want to control the narrative of football?
No, does she want to fix football? No,
I think she just wants her man to come home to her every night.
Does she know that she was like a spectacle at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yes, of course she does. You know, I watched the Super Bowl for the commercials and to see her.
Do you think she has endorsements because there's a difference between some of these conspiracy theories with this, you know, and then just if she has deals for a certain amount of screen time, or if she has endorsements on commercials that she's starring in during the breaks, that's way different than what these people are saying, right? So do you think that they're paying her to appear on the screen more?
I wouldn't be surprised if they were, but she also doesn't freaking need that money, Eric.
No,
you know what I mean?
but
She's also probably just there for her man, like you said.
Right, but it is telling that there are parents who are like calling and writing into the NFL and maybe commenting on their Facebook or anything that's thanking Taylor Swift because it's gotten their like 9 to 11-year-old age group of child to watch the Super Bowl.
Okay, and isn't that a wonderful thing?
That's a wonderful thing. So,
and do you remember last week when we were talking about that Trump was upset because Taylor Swift had more fans than her or something like? Exactly.
That who? Was that?
Exactly.
Oh, no, I don't remember anything about that.
Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about him. All right. Next, controversy stirred as TikTok creator Lexi Stout shared her first visit to a lesbian bar, Cubbyhole. I love Cubbyhole. On January 21st. While Stout frequents gay male bars, this venture was at the invitation of her lesbian friend. Things took a turn when a straight male friend briefly joined. A patron confronted him, igniting debate over who belongs in such spaces. Stout questioned, saying, quote, "Are straight males not allowed?" End quote. The LGBTQ plus community swiftly responded, emphasizing lesbian bars as safe havens and criticizing the prioritization of male comfort. Watch this.
Friday night, I went to my first lesbian bar. I was about to go home early, but then my friend who's a lesbian came over to the bar at the restaurant we were at and said, "I'm going to go to this bar. Do you want to come?" And I was like, absolutely, why not? We got there and I was having so much fun. Everyone was so nice. The music was all like Renee rap and I was living my best life. Until one of our guy friends wanted to meet up with us and he comes into the bar for quite literally 2 minutes. Literally wanted to come in, say hello and leave. Girl approaches him pretty soon after he walks in and goes, "What are you doing here?" To be honest, I was a little taken aback because as a straight woman in a gay bar and also a straight woman who goes to a male gay bar, I've never felt like that before or been approached like that. The girl goes on to say, like, "I've been coming to this bar for 10 years and blah, blah, blah." Basically, like, my friend didn't belong there. Now I get it. It's a gay bar for women. But the amount of very obviously flamboyantly gay men that were in that bar that were not being approached and yelled at was wild. And I'm just curious your thoughts on this, because I was like, I looked at her and I was nice until I wasn't. But the way she spoke to us, like, as a group, and I looked at her and I was like, he's with us, he's good. Like, she was not having it. She did not want him in that bar at all, and I get it. But, like, there's no rules against that. Unless there are, and I didn't see them. But we left soon after because we had already been there for a while, and he just literally came to say hello. But I'm just curious, like, are straight males not allowed to go to a lesbian bar? I'm genuinely curious. Like I said, this was my first time going to a legit lesbian bar. So please, enlighten me. I guess, like, he's probably never going to go back there again because it really wasn't worth the drama. But I just feel it was a little dramatic.
Straight woman walks into a lesbian bar with her gay boy and deals with crap. What are we all talking about? What do you think? Like, you seemed a little perturbed.
I think this one is like, I have to think it out loud, you know? So her straight friend showed up just for a second at a lesbian bar. A straight male friend, and he was not welcome. So for me, it's sort of like touch and go at this point, because there are not many safe spaces specifically targeted just for lesbian women, right? So I can sort of understand. There used to be a bar near my home here in South Florida that I never got to go to, but I heard great things about, called Jay's. Jay's
yes,
bar.
I remember them.
So that was in a shopping center that's close to my house now. It's since then been turned into this like ballroom class venue or whatever, but it was notoriously known for not allowing males into the club, and it wasn't about animosity. It was just about this was a space that was created just for this specific group of humans.
Yeah.
We've since then evolved as a community, right? But I also tend to think about Ramrod. Ramrod is a space that is notoriously known for just, being a little bit seedy and male on male on male on male. Now in its evolution, I've seen a few different, shades of female there,
Yes,
whether it's trans women
they redid
or
the pool
women.
table.
And you don't feel a sense of, oh, I can't belong here. Maybe you don't want to be there between the hours of 12:30 and 2, but like you don't feel that sense like I feel like this guy felt walking into this bar, but at the same time, if the roles were reversed, it's kind of that's how I'm looking at it.
No, and I think I have to agree with you in a lot of spaces. We don't have lesbian bars anymore,
No.
right? I lived in New York. I've been to Cubbyhole a million times. If you Google Cubbyhole, it doesn't come up as lesbian bar. It comes up as a bar, right? Henrietta Hudson's is 8 blocks away from Cubbyhole, lesbian bar. It says on Google, lesbian bar. It's known and understood that Cubbyhole is a safe space for lesbian women, and it's usually mostly attended by lesbian women.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Get that.
Yeah.
But like how Lexi Stout said, there's a bunch of gay boys that are always in there, right? How did they really know that this boy was straight and like made him feel a certain kind of way? At the end of the day, we're all about inclusivity. So you're going to make this dude that is an ally, obviously, right? Feel uncomfortable a certain kind of way. But I also understand what you're saying, okay? I go to the Eagle. I love the Eagle. I go to Ramrod. I love Ramrod. But there's times that I'm finishing up an event and it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, should I go see David at Ramrod? And I'm thinking, nah, it's 2:00. They already have their crazy time.
Yeah.
I don't want to go show up at that time. Eagle has a back room. I don't need to go see that back room. I spend all my time in the front room. That's your space. Why do you want to see some big old tall Amazon lesbian while you're trying to get your shit on? You know?
For me, it's like, yes, inclusivity, yes, allies, yes, yes, yes. But it's also like, you're a straight, cisgendered white guy. You can literally go anywhere.
That's true.
Like anywhere without being questioned. So maybe leave this lane alone and redirect traffic to a Flanagan's. That's what I would say.
See, this is Manhattan. They don't have Flanagan's.
Oh, but Fridays, whatever. No, Fridays. I don't even know.
But he can find some. He can find somewhere.
The Village Pub, something like that. Yeah.
So stupid.
Standing with my lesbian.
Listen, Cubbyhole, I love you.
Yeah.
Okay, bottom line, I've seen you be open and so inclusive to so many people. I'm sorry that this happened to this gentleman, but I really do believe that it doesn't happen that often. And I really believe, sorry, Lexi, that you just needed some content.
Sorry,
and
Lex.
that's where I'm going to leave that. Next, are you a Saltburn fan? Who isn't, man? All right. So here's the news for you. Lush has just the thing that you are looking for. God. It has introduced a new product, Salt Bomb. It's a bath bomb, baby. It's a limited edition creation inspired by the infamous bathtub scene from the film. Remember when Oliver slurps up his new bestie, Felix's bathwater? Lush captures the essence of this intimacy in the new innovative product. While you may not have access to Saltburn's mansion, you can bring a taste of it to your own home with Lush's latest launch. You want to lick the bottom of a bathtub? Well, we've got a way for you to do it, just like in Saltburn. What are we all talking about? Look at your face cringe.
I'm not a fan of baths even before Saltburn. Like, I'm the type of masochist that loves, like, that shower that almost burns your skin off, like a 3rd degree
with
burn.
The steam,
just
right?
steam, hot shower, so I could just think about my life decisions with the water on my head. But I am human, a gay human who watched Saltburn and, like, was weirdly turned on at that time. So I would probably get the goddamn bath bomb, to be fair. And kudos to Lush for completely jumping on an opportunity to make some bank. They should explore more flavors from that movie.
Yeah, or from anywhere, from other movies, like.
And by the way, anyone who says like they identify as like a gay man and like wasn't a little bit turned on at that part, and then like also like when he was just dancing naked? With his schlong, just hanging out, hitting every piece of furniture,
everything, like knocking shit over on the way.
Don't lie to yourself. A semi was present. Yeah, you had a little. You had a wood. You had a friend.
Listen, I had a wood. Okay.
They had a
titties were hard. I was like, what is going on right here? Yeah. But no, I'm sorry. Like, weird ass movie, but it was good. Like I was captivated every second.
Haven't seen it again. Haven't watched it twice, but watched it in full the first time and did not get up for a break or anything.
Yeah. And I had like a little dinner party once, and I just left it on like on mute. And trust, it was great to just have it there and watch it. Do that. Get the salt bomb, okay? Yeah. Lick some bath water.
We should get one.
We should
come
one.
back. We should go to the scene. We should report on the scene.
Yeah, and then we'll do our next show from a bathtub.
Oh my God, let's do
it.
We really should do it.
This should be so cool. I can't get my hair wet.
Talk to production.
Keratin, just saying.
Put it in a little net. We'll put it in a hairnet. We're going in.
Next, former rugby player Tom Garrett addressed a leaked video of him showing an intimate moment with another man.
Delicious.
Garrett said, quote, "What goes on holiday should stay on holiday." While taking a pitch side podcast, he also emphasized that the incident occurred during a drunken holiday with a friend 7 years ago. Though he did not deny what happened, he also clarified that the act in particular doesn't define his sexuality. My question is, are you sure it doesn't? Garrett is known for his tenure with Hull Kingston Rovers and Dewsbury Ramps. Watch this.
Yeah, I'm not about with my mates. Yeah,
Are we mates?
obviously I'm only joking, guys. I don't do that with my friends. Do I, guys? Do I, guys? 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 Okay. Look here, right, if you're not comfortable looking a cock in the face or a cock in your hand, there's something wrong with you, alright? What goes on holiday should stay on holiday, so you leave me alone. I think whoever leaked it is weirder than me. It was a friend in need, and I am a friend indeed. He needed a helping hand. So, not bad yourself?
He was soft though.
Yeah, but like that. Oh.
Clearly not very good at it, are you?
But we'd had a few drinks, maybe a few more other things, and I thought it'd be funny. And I stand by the fact it's funny. Alright. It doesn't mean I'm bi, doesn't mean I'm gay. Well, maybe it does, but you know what? If I am, I am. Alright. Not bad yourself. One thing I will say is changing hands is crazy, and I forgot I'd done that. So, yeah, maybe I do deserve everything that's been said. However, yeah, you.
Ex-rugby player Tom Garrett's steamy video, okay? And he doesn't say he didn't do it. What are we all talking about?
I'm just going to admit, like right here, right now, that I really was not paying attention to a word that he said because I was just like envisioning
He's so cute.
sitting on his face. Like he's got the perfect facial structure just to sit on, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, he sounded stupid, but hot.
You know, I mean, again,
wow.
You know, okay, rugby.
Beautiful.
Rugby, you can't get more macho than rugby, right?
No.
Rugby is like a hitting sport. It's a rough sport. A lot of rugby players don't have teeth.
But imagine if more straight guys just took this approach.
Like the whatever.
Like, hey,
like
whatever.
and what?
Yeah.
Like and what? Like if you can't look at a cock in the
Right.
face,
And imagine
then
how
there's
much
something wrong with you.
He's probably so much happier just like in his life because he doesn't take shit like that too seriously.
true.
When there are people, men who have hooked up with plenty of other guys but take their anger out in other ways because they don't actually want to live every day with the guy. At least this guy just said, hey, yeah. Me and my friend probably blew each other, jerked each other off, whatever we did once on holiday, and it happened.
And it happened.
Might happen again.
It might happen
not.
again. And you know, it's like, oh, I don't regret it. It happened.
I mean, why?
And you know, and people do crazier shit. That's basically what he was like. And but when you say it like that, without kind of like making it a big deal, you take away the power that people are trying to have over you and have this little secret over you.
Right. It
Fuck
just
you.
kind of
You got whatever.
demolishes that stigma of it being like wrong, you know, and makes it just right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, you know, we have been humankind has been so fluid for fucking ever. And like the more the years pass, the more like secluded, you know, these religious people need to have sex.
Yeah.
Okay. That is why they're so mad. And that is why they're so hateful.
Oh yeah. Religious people definitely need sex. Maybe more than others.
Maybe,
to be fair.
Like, I mean, it should be like a script that a doctor writes for religious people.
Scripture, per se.
A script for a scripture.
Scripture.
A scripture about a script.
Scripture Sundays. Get some sex in.
Get some ass. ass. That would be, what's the message this Sunday?
Hit it
Get
from
some
behind.
ass.
Hit it from behind.
Hit it from behind, please.
But rugby, by the way, if I ever was never interested in it, now I'm completely. Show me where to stream all rugby
But now
games. He's
an ex-player. Like, I would have totally loved to,
But if
love to
they
see
look
him.
like that, let's
Oh,
go to
they're
a.
cute.
Do they have rugby live in Florida? Did I just say that? Do they have rugby games live?
No, but
rugby
they
games?
should. I mean, like, we could
rugby
watch
arenas.
That would be like more eventful than like.
Yeah. So bathtub rugby game.
Yes.
We're going.
Yes, that sounds like a dope Friday night.
Let's do it.
Finally, RuPaul, the iconic drag superstar, has taken his rightful place at Madame Tussauds London, sharing space with fashion luminaries like Kendall Jenner and Harry Styles. RuPaul's figure dons a stunning custom-made blue ball gown by collaborator Zaldi Goko. This landmark edition commemorates the 40th anniversary of London Fashion Week, marking Ru's waxwork as the first in the museum's collection to showcase drag attire. While RuPaul has 4 other waxworks credited to his name across the globe, this debut at the renowned London venue on Baker Street is truly historic.
Look at her! Oh my goodness. It's like I'm at home. I am here at Madame Tussauds London to unveil the queen of all queens in her figure royalty, RuPaul. Oh my goodness, so gorgeous. The lips, the nails. Michelle Visage, the judge, will think fans will love this wax figure. For a lot of people, they never saw themselves on telly. And when you have a show like RuPaul's Drag Race UK, I think everybody can turn it on and find somebody who represents them. This is Diana Ross, of course, Queen Oprah, and Queen Michelle Visage, which some might be familiar with. The fact that Zaldi put me into the favors on Ru's gown is a shock and an honor. And I mean, I'm up there with Oprah and Diana. So I'm a bit of imposter going on here, but yeah, I think it's rightful. We had no idea of any kind of impact of pop culture, drag culture, any culture. We were just 2 people who really understood each other and really got along. There was a celebration of life whenever we were together. And I think that that was contagious and infectious to everybody around us. We didn't predict it, didn't expect it, but what an honor and what a gift.
I love it. RuPaul and Michelle hit Madame Tussauds in London. What are we all talking
It's about time, right? It's like RuPaul's been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, basically.
I love it. I love it.
It's incredible. They did Kendall Jenner dirty, though, with hers, but that cute little screenshot right before. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, that wasn't a good one.
That didn't look good.
But no, I mean, how iconic is this? Is the next, does she have one in New York City
Yes,
as well?
she's got someone.
Oh,
I think it's the one in Vegas. I can't remember, but I mean, I know she's got them in a couple of other places, you know. But
Yeah.
this is the first time that somebody will be dressed in drag at Madame Tussauds in London.
In London. Got it, got it. So it's major. It's
So,
absolutely major.
you know?
And it's even more major for maybe the young, queer kids who are not privy to watching it on their television because their parents don't think it's okay, but they can see that representation of Ru in the museum. It's incredible.
Don't you? I love Michelle and RuPaul's relationship.
Me
you know,
too.
and the reason that I love it is because it doesn't. Again, I don't know them from Adam, right?
Right.
Me and Michelle have a lot in common, bitch. We only hang out with gay men, and we're from Jersey. Anyway,
And your hair's kind of similar.
and our hair's
too.
kind of similar,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, but I could. I think I could maybe smell out a bullshitter, right? Like when, people pretend, right? For TV, you pretend that you're like, oh, we're great friends because we're on
Yeah.
TV, right? I think that I can see through that because of what we do here, right? And I don't feel that with
No,
them.
you can tell that there was a long-standing friendship. They've most likely done a lot of drugs, drank a lot of drinks, done a lot of sharing of experiences
Yes.
together prior to making it on television. And that shows. Also, I love how they both support one another. Michelle right now, if she hasn't started already, I know she's in pretty much maybe final rehearsals for the Addams Family in the London West End version right now. And
She's going to be in the musical?
She is playing Morticia Addams. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
The promo,
that's amazing.
Yeah, the
I love the
promo
West End.
photos already have come out. She looks incredible.
I love that. And I'm so glad she's doing something else because, I mean, again, she's a huge, huge hit with RuPaul, but she's also RuPaul's second. She's also talented in her own right.
And she's established herself in the UK. You know, she was in the Everybody Loves Jamie musical that's based off a young male drag performer, and she played a substantial role in that with Bianca Del Rio in the UK production maybe 2 years ago or something.
I would love to see that.
I think it came here. It did like a sit down. I don't know the full details though. I
love her, and I love her, and I love her aura and everything.
Their relationship is goals,
right?
For
and then
sure.
and just the fact that they incorporated her into the dress. They put Michelle Visage's face into the dress.
It's kind of like you can die now, girl.
Like,
you know, like
literally,
it's not getting better than that.
Are you watching a new season of Drag Race?
I am watching this new season of Drag Race. It is strangely, I'm having a tough time connecting with this cast, if I'm being honest with you.
Please.
We are down to kind of the wire now, right? It's the end of February. We're going into like those last top 5 episodes.
Yeah.
So I won't give any spoilers away here, but maybe it's because I knew so many more of the LA based queens as opposed to all of you who have a connection with the South Florida queens. So I am not sharing that same,
I got you,
like heat and passion for them as everyone else is. I was really sad to see her, Sheila Corjade, go home because I just know how intense of a drag journey she gives people through her performances, and she didn't get to show it. So I was shocked at that.
And the chick with the last name Carr, I think she was from I thought she was from California too. I was surprised that she had gone home early too. But I mean, again, it's anybody's game when it comes to, you know.
I like how they've taken back some of the rules from past seasons. Like they've brought back immunity. They switched up how the outcome of the episodes can be for some of them. Sometimes the girls are voting, other times the judges are. So I think that's all cool. I think it's smart. I think you have to keep changing a franchise like that, right, to keep it going and interesting. But it's just not my favorite cast for some reason.
Okay, and sometimes you don't connect. You don't connect. You know, I mean, you know, it's.
I'm more so interested in the new rumored All Stars cast. You know that I won't. If you haven't heard anything about, I won't say anything. But go check that. Yeah.
No, but I have to. I mean, I'm rooting for Morphine. I love Morphine, and you know, Maya's another hometown queen. You know, but Maya doesn't sew, and that's why I keep on like every week. I'm like, let her find some stretch fabric. Let her find some stretch fabric.
Yeah,
it's hard if you don't know how to sew. Like that is a very
Maya's giving like I wish it was Prince Trilla instead. Like Maya's giving like I know many other local performers down the block who I feel can sew, can do light ears.
The Corey can do all that.
Maya's probably my least favorite.
Okay, you're allowed, honey. You're allowed. Morphine is my favorite.
Morphine is great. Morphine I'm a fan of, and she's kind of that bitch. Like she'll say why she deserves a certain. So I love someone who takes the narrative for themselves. I love that.
Yeah, and takes criticism and like, you know, uses it for the next, you know, for the next
not defensive in
not
the
defensive,
etc.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Morphine, you are Athena Dion's daughter, okay? All right, step it up. Don't get eliminated. Don't, okay? Because we are all ready for you, all right? Shine like only you can.
Step it up.
Step that pussy up. We got you. The FayWhat Show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. And Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 40 years. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So let's talk about what you're going to be doing this week, all right? So today's Monday. Yes. I know that Wednesday, you have trivia that I am like always there, and I freaking love it, at the pub starting at 7 p.m.
Yes. I have 3 weekly events that you can always come to. So Tuesdays, I do karaoke at the Well in Wilton Manors. We have great drink and bar specials. Wednesday, we do Not Your Ordinary Trivia, which you guys are some of the reigning champions of. Thursday, every other Thursday through April 7th right now, I'm at Ramrod for the Battle of the Bulge contest from 10 to 2.
I love that. Tell me a little bit about that Battle of the Bulge.
Listen, Ramrod is such a hidden gem, in my opinion. I get to spin throwback house tracks. It's like, although though Ramrod has this, sexy, dirty bird kind of overtone tone to it all, the music is always fabulous. I give you throwback to this present day, anything from Crystal Waters to a sex club in Berlin. It's a wild musical journey. The sound system there is top notch, and the staff is super, super nice. They do a Battle of the Bulge contest where you can win a $200 bar tab or $100 bar tab. Is that what it is? $100 bar tab. If you have the biggest bulge of the evening.
And so do you wear undies? Do you wear Speedos? Do you wear...
It's to your discretion of how you'd like to present the bulge.
Can you use a ring to embellish?
I would definitely use any instrument that you think would enhance the bulge.
Can you pack it?
I don't believe you can do a artificial bulge. I think it needs to be a born bulge.
Okay. Does somebody check you and feel you? Is that your job?
That's a little bit of my job. And if there's a host, sometimes there's an actual host that evening, it'll be that person's job as well.
Okay.
But last time I had the honor of doing it myself because the host was not feeling well.
Yeah.
So I did get to be the person who checked the bulges.
Okay.
And it was quite nice, to be fair. But quite possibly the most important thing is March 15th is the premiere of the W Boys. I'm so excited I could bite your leg.
Yes.
Please tune in from wherever you can. It is going to be a wild ride March 15th every Friday.
Yes. And we'll be talking about those shows here on the FayWhat show too.
I'll be getting
trust.
You on. Of course.
I love you, Eric.
Love you more.
And your show's going to be freaking amazing. I will see you at Trivia on Wednesday
I'll
at
be there.
the pub,
yes,
right?
I'll see you there. I know you love to watch me leave, so let me leave slow for you.
You sure you never got a BBL?
No, I never got a BBL. I just ate a lot in the last 2 months. Okay?
You just ate a lot in the last 2 months. Bye. Thank you, Eric. I love you. Thank you for joining me in bed. So did you know that the Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast our Sunday service every week at 10:30 a.m. At the FayWhat Show, we bring you interesting people that really make such a difference in our LGBTQ plus community. Today is no different. We bring you Mr. Ally himself, the mayor of Wilton Manors, Scott Newton. Hello, everyone. So I have a mayor in bed this morning with me. The scandal of it all, escándalo. Scott Newton is the mayor of Wilton Manors, and he is who's going to be in bed with me. And here's the shock of it all, As we say, Wilton is the gayest place on planet Earth. Our mayor, he's straight as can be, my friend, straight as can be. Except he hangs out at places like Alibi and Myth and Hunters and just loves to be with his gays. That's it. So let me give you a little background on our mayor, all right? So Scott was born and raised in Wilton Manors, all right? They probably built a hospital just so he can be born in Wilton. And he's lived here his entire life. He has been a city leader for more than 30 years, okay? He was first elected to the city commission in 2000, and in 2002 became vice mayor. And in 2004, he became mayor. He served 4 years. He then became a commissioner again in 2004 and served until 2018. He was elected mayor again in 2020 and in 2022. He made news this week by announcing his final election will be his re-election in November. You heard how I said he's going to be re-elected? Okay, because that's me saying that he's going to be re-elected, right? And I manifest things like that. I got that power. I'm just saying. I don't think I have to manifest too much. We love Scott Newton, you know? So, welcome to the FayWhat Show, Mayor Scott Newton. Wait a minute, the crowd goes wild.
It's great to be here with you.
Oh my God, I love having you back in bed. You know, this is the second time that you're in bed with me.
Yes.
Scott, do you remember the first time that you were?
It was awesome. The first time's always the best.
The first time is always the best, right? Because, you know, you got to be a little more gentle with each other. But everybody came out of this situation super happy. Let's put it that way. And here we are a couple of years later, you know, and I love you even more now, Scott. Like now we get to spend time together. Now we're always at each other's events, you know. Right off the bat, I have to say thank you. And the reason I say thank you is because you're the epitome of what an ally could be, should be, you know. That's why everybody thinks you're freaking gay.
I tell sometimes, I don't know, maybe I am sometimes.
I mean, you know, and again, it's answers like that are reasons why we love our mayor so much. You know, you folks know, yeah, I live in Miami, but I'm a hashtag Wilton girl, okay? I spend more time in Wilton than I do in Miami by far, you know? So when I say my mayor, I consider Scott Newton my mayor because that is where I spend my money. That is where I play. That is where I work. You know, is Wilton Manors. And that gives that to so many people. And you are at the heart of that, Scott.
I've seen you like 3 times in the last week, right?
I know. I know.
Awesome.
And I consider that a blessing because I come from a place, like I'm from New Jersey, right? And we don't see our mayor. Our mayor is not sitting at one of the local places having something to eat, you know? That's not common, Scott. Yet you are everywhere. Like, if you ever want to see the mayor, you can honestly send him a messenger through Facebook and he'll reply. Like, he's just that kind of a mayor. Yeah. And I'm not even soothing you. It's just how you are. I get so excited. So let's talk. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Let's talk about re-election, okay? So you announced to my dear friend John Hayden over at Out South Florida that you were running again, right?
Correct.
And you've been asked many times probably about what you hope that you would do with your time as mayor. And I remember that I read, I want to say in the Sunset, no, I don't want to get that wrong if that's wrong, but it said Scott's goal for his tenure as mayor is to lead the island city into the next decade by uniting our diverse communities, improving and hardening the city's infrastructure, and creating a climate for thoughtful redevelopment of the aging commercial infrastructure, okay? Do you think that you have completed all those goals?
I think we're well on our way.
Okay.
But we're not there yet. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm going to do one more term. But I promise you right now, I'm saying this to you and everybody else out there, this will be my final term as mayor or on the commission. I will be 70 years old when I'm done, and I want to go and travel around the world.
And you deserve that. Are you sure you want to leave us?
Well, I will never leave Wilton Manors.
Never.
Even if I'm gone as being mayor or commissioner, I will always come to the meetings and say, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Where are you going here? What's going on here?
Okay. Yeah, no, I get you. Because this is your town too, because you live here also. So I was going to touch on that. The last time that you were elected, you said that was your last time running.
Probably be my last.
Oh, you said probably. See? You see that probably, but now you're saying for sure.
Positively, this will be my last time running. Yes.
You know, you're super humble, Scott, and I don't have to tell you that. You know, and one of the things that like jumped out at me right off the bat about your humbleness is just like, you know, in your career serving our community, you were like, okay, I'll be part of the commission. So like, you know, you were as mayor, you're head of the whole commission, and then you also stepped back and did the commissioner role as well. No problem, no ego, no nothing.
No, you know, call me the mayor. There's a commission meeting, but otherwise, I'm Scott. You know, outside, a lot of people call me mayor, and I'll say, no, I'm just Scott. No, you're the mayor. I said, no, I'm Scott.
I'm Scott.
When I'm up on the dais, yes, you can call me mayor. But, you know, we're too small of a community. And I think, you know, if you're in a big city like Fort Lauderdale or something like that, maybe it's different. But to me, even if I was the mayor of Fort Lauderdale, I don't know. I'm not the kind of person. I like the smallness of Wilton Manors. I like the closeness of Wilton Manors. I know 13,000 people. You get to know a lot of them. And you know the heartbeat of a lot of the residents in our city. And I love to help the citizens in our city.
Yeah,
I really do.
And there's not, you know, there's not a place like Wilton Manors. Okay, I hope
not.
There is. There isn't. I lived in Twin Peaks, San Francisco, right? Which is right up above Castro. I lived in Manhattan, not far from Chelsea. You know, I've always tried to gravitate to gay cities because it feels safer there.
Right,
okay, as a lesbian woman, I feel safer walking around with my trans friends or my drag queen friends. I feel safer in places like that, you know? And so, you know, but here in Wilton, you know, okay, we had Rock the Block a couple of weeks ago, and every single person that would come up to be like, you know, we had people from out of town, of course. And it's like, oh, where I come from, we don't have a space like this, you know, where you can walk up and down a bunch of blocks and eat, drink, party, look at art shows, look at, you know, there's just so much like Wilton, and nobody else has a place like that, really.
That was an exciting, I didn't quite know what was going to happen with Rock the Block, but I'm telling you, I loved it. I was there for almost the whole entire thing. It's right by the stage. Enjoyed every minute of it. The violinist.
Yes,
Acox
Marcos
and,
Acox. We love you,
yes,
Papi. You're
oh
amazing.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. Oh my gosh.
And so good. Look, again, humbleness, right? So he's our mayor. He could be in VIP, right? He could probably be backstage with me. You know where Scott Newton was doing the cha-cha slide in the middle of the crowd with everybody, where somebody's like, hey, shit, the mayor's in the middle of the crowd. Like, should we go make sure he's okay? He's fine.
Exactly.
Trust me, he's okay.
I want to be with my people.
Yes, and you so were. So there's a lot going on in our city, you know, and like I told you before, I love Wilton. You know, there's major projects going on at Alibi Plaza and on 24th Street by the Metropolitan. We're just approved also. A hotel on Dixie Highway is likely to get approved this year as well. And that can mean 3 major projects simultaneously, all happening within half a mile of each other.
Right.
Okay. How awful is parking going to be?
It's going to be bad, but that's another reason why I want to still be here. I want to make sure that we can not just say, hey, you know, some people just go, well, we'll see what we can do about it. I want to make sure we can do something about it. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be perfect.
No, of course.
Of course, it's going to have some tough months and some tough weeks. But in general, if there's something we can do to make things easier for the residents of our city, for the visitors to come in during all this construction, let's do it. It can't be that hard to do. And it's easy to talk to our chief, and it's easy to talk to our city manager. We all work together as a team to make things work out for our city.
Yeah.
So I believe that it's going to be a tough road for a few months when the main part of it's going on. But when it gets down to the actual nuts and bolts part of it, I think we're going to be able to find our routes and our routes that will work it out so we can get somewhere and not have to go crazy with traffic.
Yeah, but we're going to have to come with our patience, you're saying.
Please,
right?
I'm so glad you said
Yeah, because that's the case. Listen, Wilton is our place, right? We love to be there, but, you know, we have to remember that it won't be as easy as it might be now, you know? So we have to pack our patience and know that it might take a little extra. Maybe you have a friend in Wilton or a booty call, and you can leave your car there and Uber over to Wilton. You just have to be better at planning, maybe.
But you got to think about the long term of this. What happens in 2 years when it's finished?
Yes.
The beautiful pieces that will be in place that we can go see. There's so much more is going to happen in there. Like the place over on 24th Street. What they're going to have, there's a big park there too. And they're going to have places to eat there inside there. So maybe the places that are there now might not be there, but I think one of the restaurants is still going to be there when it comes back online.
Okay.
So it's changing some, but it's going to stay the same. I mean, it's not just going to be this big tall building with a place to eat inside. It's going to be open out, a big green area, dog park there. And so it's going to be, I think, a very good asset. I think all 3 of them. There are 2 that we just passed or you know are, but the hotel, as it passes with the commission, it's going to make a huge difference. We need a hotel in Wilton Manors, a boutique hotel. We don't need a 40-story building.
No.
We need one that is just going to come and enjoy and be part of the fabric of Wilton Manors.
Yeah. No, I get that. So, you know, residents are afraid that Wilton will become like South Beach, you know, and lose its gay charm, right? And its gay safe place. You know, have you been to South Beach?
I've been there before. I haven't been there in a while. But to me, it's so much different. You have those big buildings. I mean, it's talking about congestion.
Yeah.
We have got congestion maybe every once in a while, you know, at big events.
Big events,
but
yeah.
not every day like they do down there. And I don't want the 10-story, the 20-story, the 30-story buildings. I think 8 is high enough in certain spots of Wilton Manors. That's why we have the TOCs. But that's it. I don't want to see 15-story buildings in Wilton Manors because we will lose the charm of Wilton Manors because then anybody has their single-family homes, all you'll see is these tall buildings. And I don't want that in Wilton Manors, and a lot of us don't want that in Wilton Manors.
Yeah, no, and you see, and that keeps like the warmth of it, you know? I mean, a boutique hotel, that's different. A lot of the people who come to visit have to stay way off, like on the beach when they come to Wilton, you know?
Right.
there was a big cruise, a big gay cruise, always leaving from Fort Lauderdale,
Of course,
right?
yeah.
Last week, and it was like a Wednesday or Thursday, Scott, and Wilton was packed, and it was a Wednesday or Thursday. You thought it was Saturday night. Eagle had a line down the block, and I was like, what is going on? Oh, the cruise ship is here, and I was telling everybody, okay, prepare, because once these constructions start, this is how it's going to be, sort of, so.
Yeah, right. When construction, you're right. Absolutely right. When construction is going to be a little tough, but we'll get through it.
We
always do.
We always do.
Yeah.
We always do.
Yeah.
Okay, so I touched on South Beach because I lived in South Beach, right, during the 90s. And during the 90s, it was so gay, right? And it was so gay. And like I told you initially, I really try, as a Latina, brown, lesbian woman, I try to live in places that are safe for me, and safe for my friends. And so I lived on South Beach. I lived in the Castro. I've lived near Chelsea. I've always tried to live near LGBTQ plus circles, and I was there to watch the demise of South Beach. When it came to gay culture, South Beach is booming, and you can go anytime you want. Right. And there's definitely the Palace and Nathan's, and there's Twist. Our gayness is still there, but it's not so everywhere like it used to be, and how it is in Wilton for real. Do you ever talk to the mayor of a city like South Beach that has that kind of history behind it?
Honestly, no. I worry about my city more and the people that are inside and like the LGBT community, because they're the ones, and we're a city. I mean, I know South Beach is South Beach, but we're a small city surrounded by water. And I just think we're different. Just the people that come here, like you said, from South, you come from South Beach. They come from South Beach because the way we are now. And they talk to me when things are going on saying, listen, we don't want to be that. We've been there, we've done that, and that's not what we like. We like what we're at now. Please don't change the quality of life that we have here. And that's why I think we've got this TOCs again, that keep those buildings lower.
Yeah.
Keep it a little more homey.
A little more homey, a little more quaint. Yeah. They're still going to be bougie because, we're bougie.
Oh, yeah, because have a party and have a good time.
Of course. We make everything gay and beautiful, but it's going to be, not as big as everybody's thinking it's going to be, Right. Next question for you, Mayor. How is Wilton working towards a more sustainable future? Wilton is not what Wilton used to be 20 years ago. Like I was just saying about the cruise line dumping 20,000 people, right there in our backyard, How are we planning for the future as a city?
Well, I think
in that aspect.
Right. Well, I think by these new buildings coming about, and we want a walkable city, more walkable. And when these new buildings up there have wider sidewalks, bigger setbacks, and people are going to walk instead of drive their cars, it's huge because, they talk about you got Uber and you got all that to bring people in. That's fine. But we want less traffic, but more community of walk. Just like pickleball. You play pickleball, you see new friends, you meet new people. You see new people and you walk around and you see people and you say hello to them as they walk by. You can't do that while you're in a car.
No.
You're too busy honking the horn, tell them to get out of the way because you got someplace to go.
Yep.
So Wilton Manors, I believe if we keep our parks beautiful and keep them where people want to go to, we have things like pickleball, we have things for the elderly at Hagen Park and at Iron St. Pike Preserve. Those are the kind of things that keep the community part of the community. So they'll stay here and work. Yeah.
I love that. And you see it at Wilton, it's not just for gay boys, right? It's not just for the partying scene. We have things for seniors. We have things for dog lovers. We have things for people who love sports, it's, you can't just put everybody in a box, and Wilton Manors doesn't do that, right? It really tries to generate things for everyone.
Exactly.
A few years ago, Wilton Manors was on CNN for electing an all LGBTQ plus city commission, right? Commission meetings, I've heard that sometimes they get dramatic.
Sometimes.
Right? Sometimes, who is the first one to lose it on the commission? Is it Don or is it Chris Caputo?
What are you talking about?
Depending on what they're going to lose it about, right?
It's like all five of us. That's our pet peeves, If somebody tries to touch one of our pet peeves that we are really focusing and working on, we all have our moments.
Okay.
But what's great about this commission is we listen, we might do our, oh, no, there's that and the other and whatever. But when we get done, we vote. And we move on.
You shake hands and you're done.
Exactly.
Like you never just hold some kind of against somebody else.
A lot of times when we get done and you say no, this, that, and the other, we get done, we all vote yes.
Okay.
You know why? Because we said our piece, and the majority of the commission says that this is what we want. Okay, you know what? I voted. Okay, let's do it then. You know, that's what we feel and everything. Let's go.
Okay, so there's times that you go in with a certain, like, okay, no, I don't think I'm going to vote towards that. But then after hearing somebody's side, and then you're like, wait a minute, I didn't look at it that way.
Sure.
And you're open for that.
Right.
That's amazing. That's not having ego, Mayor.
Well, that's what you need, though, people up there, because you only people with their own opinion and never change it.
Yes.
Things will never change.
No.
You'll definitely go.
And they're laser focused on, no, this has to be it. But let's talk about it,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
Does Vice Mayor Rowley ever smile?
Yeah, when the meeting's over. No.
You're so bad.
He's an ex-federal tax guy, so you know.
So is that why? He's a numbers guy.
Yeah, you know.
So he's just always
And
thinking
he's
about
very
numbers.
good at numbers, and he has his, like I said, always have our part on the commission, and he's very good with the numbers and exact thing. And I'm more of like, okay, how does this whole thing fit together? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny you say that, but he does. He does.
You know, I'm only messing with you,
know.
Mr. Rowley. You know that, okay?
Paul's a good guy. Paul's a
He's
good guy.
amazing. Mayor, what has been the hardest day for you in office as mayor? And that's throughout all the elected time that you have been there.
Wow, that's tough.
Hardest day.
The hardest day. I guess the hardest day was getting back into being mayor during COVID. A lot of the community wasn't working. A lot of the community was scared to death.
Struggling.
I mean, literally scared to death and struggling, and try to encourage them that, you know, things are going to get better. Not with the COVID part of it, you know, but the city, they were just, where are we going to be? What are we going to do type of thing. And just to keep driving home that, you know, keep going, you know, talk to us about what your needs are. And if we can help you, we will. And I think that helped. A lot of our employees that couldn't work or didn't want to work, we let them stay home. You know, work as much as they could at home. And the ones that wanted to come in and work, they got paid more, though, because they came in.
They came in, yeah.
And I just think the community here, when you can help them and tell them, listen, we can get you shots. You know, we brought that to Wilton Manors. You didn't have to go stand in line some other city or, you know, out west or whatever. We had it right there for them. I think helped a lot too.
Yeah, no, and you folks, I mean, came through. I remember when the MPOX scare came, you also brought it to Wilton Manors.
Yeah.
None of those folks had to go outside to get that much needed vaccine. So, who's running against you for re-election? Do you know?
One gentleman right now, Mike Sensibero.
Okay.
Who I know, he comes to commission meetings. But, you know, I always have somebody running against me, so.
I mean, in life, we always have somebody running against us. Even sometimes the person running against us is ourselves. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's for sure.
You know,
yeah.
and we're
But
just,
it's healthy. It's healthy.
It is.
You know.
It is.
Yeah, I wish him well. I don't wish him to win, but I wish him well.
I wish you well, sir. I don't wish you to win,
Yeah.
but I wish you well. I've seen you at Alibi, at Myth Gastropub. Is there anywhere on the drive that you haven't gone to yet?
I think I've gone to every single place on the drive.
You can
I'd
say that, literally say that.
I've been at least once to every single place on the drive. Some later than others.
Yeah.
But, you know, some for lunch, some for breakfast.
Some as mayor and some as just Scott. Because
correct,
again,
yeah.
you know, I've seen Scott New in an Alibi at 10 p.m. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is official business here with dollars in his hand. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's that. Okay, can we get a little personal? Is that okay?
Sure.
You sure?
Sure.
Okay. When are you going to change your status on Facebook?
Next month?
I think it's time. Do you understand why I'm asking you that?
Yes.
Okay. So, our mayor just went through a breakup, you know, and that's something that we all go through in our lives, right? And, you know, and he had been married for quite a few years.
Long time.
You know, and I had the pleasure of meeting his wife, and she was a nice woman. And now that chapter of your life is over, you know, and you're going through a divorce. And I met your beautiful new girlfriend. May I say her name? Is that okay? You know, she's amazing.
She's a lot of fun.
You know, Nora, and she is a delight. Like, she is just a delight, and she's also a pickleball champion.
Yes, we won a golden ticket a couple years ago.
Oh my goodness!
But
so you had met her before, right?
Just met her in pickleball, and we just became just friends and just play pickleball. I mean, we play pickleball, and off we go other ways. And then every once in a while, a bunch of pickleballers would hang out a little bit and have a drink, but that was all. And then we'd all go home. And that lasted until, last year sometime. And then she had gotten divorced. And, I love Cindy, my former wife. I do. She's a sweet person. It's just, we just went different directions.
Yeah.
I hope the best for her. I hope she finds someone. I really do. But my chapter of that life is different. Her and I are with our kids. That's going to be our family and our life there. But I'm in a new direction now, and I'm happy.
Are you happy? You are happy.
I'm very happy.
You look happy.
Yeah, and I hope she becomes very happy with the rest of her life. I really do.
She's the baby. She's your baby mama.
Exactly,
I mean, of course, she's always, like she gave you your children. That respect is never going to go away.
Exactly.
People. I mean, in our community, I think that you're gonna relate to us even more now after this breakup. Because we have grinder breakups, we have real breakups, we just have breakups all the time. And some people fall apart over it, Scott, and other people understand that things have expirations. Milk has expiration. You don't want to drink that shit after it expired, right? And sometimes that occurs with relationships, and it does not mean that either party is a bad person.
Exactly. You see that? Thank you for saying that. That is a perfect saying.
It
is.
Cindy was a great person. She is a great person.
Is still a good person. She has a dog rescue. She takes care of dogs, and she saves dogs' lives. And amazing what she does.
Yeah. And so, but I love you and Nora. And hopefully I can officiate the new wedding. Can you imagine FayWhat officiating the wedding?
How did I go that far?
All right. Sorry, Nora. I didn't mean to mess with you. Our nonprofit, Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, put on the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival, right? What does the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival mean to you and mean to Wilton?
Well, for one, to the city, I think is the heartbeat of what goes on in the year of Wilton Manors. It means a lot to my community. It's the biggest event we really have. Is Stonewall. It means something to, even if you're not gay, it should mean something to you.
It's Stonewall. The name of it alone, I mean, you don't carry a name like that lightly.
Lightly, right.
Especially for all these years.
And for me, it touches the heart of all of the LGBT community that loves me and has supported me in the past, because we all want the same thing. We want equality. We want to be treated the same. It has nothing to do with if you're gay, you're straight, you're black, you're green, you're blue. It's all about come to Wilton Manors and live in Wilton Manors because you want to be safe and you want to be able to enjoy life. And if that's what you want to do, please come in Wilton Manors. Now, if you don't like this kind of group or you don't like that kind of group, there's other places for you to go.
Of course.
And I told that to somebody at one of my commission meetings. He kept coming complaining and didn't like this and blah, 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 blah. And I finally said, I don't think this is a place for you. Maybe you should move.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. He said, you're telling me that? I'm like, yeah.
But Scott, I don't think I have to tell you this. You can't make everybody happy.
Oh, never.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
and
no.
you can put on an event that is crystal clear, beautiful from beginning to end, and has everybody incorporated, and there's inclusivity, and there's enough security, and you finished on time, and the streets aren't dirty, and there will still be someone that will say it was too loud, it wasn't good enough, the entertainment sucked. You've got to be okay with being like Teflon and letting that slide off you sometimes.
Long time ago.
Oh, a long time ago. I don't have to tell you about that then. All right.
That was one of the hardest things I think too, when you start out being on the commission, is to have those things off your back. Because, like you said, you'll have 10 people here and 10 people here, and they are just complete opposites. And you got to find a way to make them both unhappy, but not terribly unhappy.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
where you'd seem like, okay, now I did my job.
And you're like, were we all at the same place?
Yeah, I know. I had fun. You didn't have fun there? What's going
what
on?
do you mean? But it is what it is. Okay, so I have a game on my show, and it's called Say What with FayWhat. And basically, I just say things, and you say whatever you say. You say what comes up first, right? So, for example, if I say to you, cash or Cash App?
Cash. I'm old.
You have cash in your pocket?
Yes.
Wow. I never have cash in my pocket. Like never. Like I have
These are my kids. It's a credit card.
It's like, or my phone. Bleep, bleep,
Oh,
bleep,
yeah,
bleep,
yeah.
you
That's
know?
right. Yeah.
Tacos or wings?
Oh, God, that's tough, but probably tacos.
Okay. Shopping in store or shopping online?
Oh, shopping in store. I love to go and touch and feel everything.
I bet you do. Football or basketball?
Football.
Okay. Pickleball or tennis?
Pickleball.
I knew that. Cake or pie?
Pie.
Car or truck?
Depends what I'm doing.
Paper book or ebook?
Paper book.
Lady Gaga or Beyonce? This is really important, Scott. Don't get this wrong.
Lady Gaga.
You got that right. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay,
I'm
toilet.
allergic to cats.
Oh,
I've been getting near them. My eyes and.
so take a pill. What's wrong with you? Toilet paper end over or under?
Over.
Yes. See,
Have
that's
to.
my
You
mayor
have
right
to.
there. How do you?
You don't want dangling.
No, you don't. Then the cat gets it. It's a whole big thing. But not your cat because you're allergic. How do you take your coffee?
I don't drink coffee. I drink tea.
Like, do you have like your pinky out when you drink it?
Both pinkies.
Both pinkies out. Okay. What's your perfect breakfast, Mayor?
Ham and cheese omelet with a little onion in it with some hash browns.
Yum.
Yeah, a little ketchup.
Yeah. See, ketchup with my eggs. I do ketchup with my eggs
There you
too.
go. That's
All right. Do you put your socks on before or after your pants?
Most of the time after.
See, again, you put on your socks like the mayor of Wilton Manors. Take that in, right? When you don't think that you're enough and you can't to get through the day, you put your socks on the same way the mayor does. Mayor Scott Newen, thank you so much for being on the FayWhat Show. Honestly, you are a gem. Follow him on all social media, okay? He's on everything. And just continue to be you. You allow us to have fun in Wilton Manors.
Well, I want everybody to have fun in Wilton Manors.
But you allow that to happen. You let us feel like that is a possibility all the time, and stepping into Wilton Manors makes us feel that way too, and these are the people, these are the allies that we need to continue to support, right? To elevate, to know that they are making those decisions for our communities, that they stand by our communities. They don't talk all the bull crap and then don't deliver. Scott Newen is one of those people, and he will be running for mayor of Wilton Manors. So make sure that you're registered to vote and you vote when it's time, right?
Thank you so much.
Did I say everything correct? Just about.
Yeah, perfect.
I love you, Scott. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you. We love you, Scott Newen. Make sure, like I said, follow him on all social media and go to a commission meeting.
Yes,
I hear that it's really dramatic and fun. People clutch their pearls and everything. I'm just saying. All right. Thank you so much, Scott Newen. We will be right back. Up next is Faye's What's on My Mind. We are in the heart of Black History Month, right? And it's a celebration of the importance of people of color to the fabric of America. But we can't forget queer participation, and especially those lesbian and queer Black women who have contributed so much to our history. It's Black History Month, folks. So let me tell you about Gladys Bentley, all right? She is one of my favorite people to talk about yearly. She was born in 1907 and passed in 1960. Bentley was a gender-bending performer during the Harlem Renaissance. Donning a top hat and tuxedo, Bentley would sing the blues in Harlem establishments like the Clam House and the Ubangi Club. According to a belated obituary published in 2019, the New York Times said that Bentley, who died in 1960 at the age of 52, was Harlem's most famous lesbian. In the 1930s and among the best-known Black entertainers in the United States for her time. There's also Stormé Delaverre. She was born in 1920 and died in 2014. She was a biracial butch lesbian. Delaverre was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, and was always a performer. As a teenager, she joined the Ringling Brothers Circus, where she rode jumping horses. Then from 1955 to 1969, she toured the Black Theater Circuit as the MC and only drag king of the Jewel Box Revue, the first racially integrated drag revue in North America. She worked as a bouncer for several lesbian bars in New York City in the 80s and 90s and held a number of leadership positions in the Stonewall Veterans Association. Stormé also served the community as a volunteer street patrol worker, and as a result was called the guardian of lesbians in the village. Beyond her LGBTQ+ activism, Stormé also organized and performed at fundraisers for women who suffered from domestic violence and their children. Learn about our queer Black history and learn about the women, okay, who just trailblazed for all of us to follow. And that is what is on FayWhat's mind today. So that's it. That's the FayWhat Show. I hope that you had fun. Thank you so much to Eric Restivo for joining me in bed and the incredible Scott Newton for a great interview. He's running for re-election. You know, folks, I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. It's often hard for us girls, but if we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q plus. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore, and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity because it is what makes us so damn strong. Until then, make sure that you follow me on all social media outlets, Facebook, IG, TikTok, YouTube. Follow FayWhat. And since you're always on the go, you can listen to the FayWhat Show wherever you listen to your podcasts. Just search the FayWhat Show. So until next Monday World at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand, I'm FayWhat, and I'm #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat Show. Get the week started with me.